It was his first recording experience with this well-established, semi-successful band, but already Bruce Dickenson was at his wits' end. Bruce was brought in as the new singer for Iron Maiden because of his powerful, soaring operatic voice, but was being forced to redo this one simple part over and over again. Producer Martin Birch would hear the opening lines to this track and would tell Bruce, no, not good enough. Do it again. 1 hour turned to 2, 2 turned to 3.
I wanted a certain atmosphere to be set up on those 4 lines.
I left alone, my mind was blank. I needed time to think, to get the memories from my mind.
It was almost like Birch was testing out the new kid to see how he'd fare being in a professional recording studio for the first time.
We spent about 4 hours on the first 4 lines, to the extent that I got so pissed off I was throwing chairs across the room. And in the end I was like, what do you want? Ah!
Eventually, Birch gave in and told Bruce they had got it. What came next was the result of pure frustration that had been boiling up in that vocal session and would end up being one of the most blood-curdling and seminal screams ever recorded in music history.
That came at the end of 4 hours of going, I left alone, my mind was blank. Oh! And then I said, by the way, can you do the scream? I was like, oh, willingly.
Number of the Beast was initially inspired by bassist Steve Harris. He had watched the horror movie Damien Omen 2 one night and had this vivid and confusing nightmare after, where he was in the depths of hell, seeing dark figures watching him.
Was all this for real, or just some kind of hell?
I've had a lot of strange little nightmares over the years, and that was one of them. And it was just that the twist that it was supposed to be that, you know, you're not supposed to be sure what's real and what's not real.
By the end, the main character is unsure if this nightmare is just in his head or if he has actually become possessed. Upon the album's release, the lyrical content and cover depicting the band's mascot Eddie controlling Satan like a puppet attracted a lot of controversy, especially in the US. Christian groups would protest concerts on the tour, accusing the band of devil worship, and would host public burnings of the LP. Yet, the extra publicity only seemed to increase sales and capture the attention of young metalheads worldwide.
One group decided that, oh my God, the fumes of the devil's music, they will be poisonous and they will turn and all this. So they stopped burning them, went and got hammers instead and smashed them all up.
And so this exorcism by hammer and fist. These are teenagers and they're smashing rock and roll records. It was their idea and it came in the dark.
People have been worried about rock and roll since Elvis, haven't they? So I don't know if it was a good or bad thing for us. It certainly meant we'd never be mainstream.
Americans do tend to be over the top about that, you know, things like that. You know, they tend to overreact a little bit. People, you know, giving out leaflets and saying we're, you know, Satanists and all this stuff, and it was, in the end, it got a bit ridiculous.
When it was all said and done, the controversy certainly didn't hurt Iron Maiden. Number of the Beast, the song helped the album of the same name become the band's first to top the UK albums chart. It has since sold more than 20 million records across the world and is regarded as one of the most important metal albums of all time.
It sounded completely new. People had never really heard anything like it before, joining together something that was really melodic with something that was really like, ah.